Oh man, it's about to be a good pro lover today. I got my guy. Brad Baker in the building, man. Brad Cook, whatever you want to call him, man.
What's up?
Brad Baker Productions, man. It's my guy, man.
What up?
Fellow whore and all that. Yeah, Brad. Listen, man. Welcome to the Pro Lover, man, where our goal is to help people have better sex and healthier relationships. Today, the topic is what I learned from being a whore, man.
Yeah.
So I had to bring on somebody who I know at least used to get them, you know what I mean? We don't talk all the time now, so I don't know what he's doing, you know what I'm saying? But Brad used to get them, you know what I mean?
Little bit.
So go ahead, introduce yourself to the people, Brad, before we get into this.
I'm Brad Baker, writer, producer, author, filmmaker, do it all, you know what I'm saying? Come check me out, one of my stage plays, or come check me out on my page, some of my little skits and things like that.
There you go. That's Brad, man. So look, man, we're going to get right into it, man. I want to offer to people a way, a method you can take your backsliding days.
Okay.
And turn them into good, because that's what I'm trying to do with the Pro Lover, right? Self-admittedly, I was once a playboy, right? People
Rightfully
know
so.
they see me in a happy, healthy relationship now, right? And I'm starting to understand that my old ways, some of the things I did wrong, are now making me good at being a good lover and a good boyfriend.
Well, makes sense.
So you had to be a whore to go through it. Brad, tell the people what you think on a man's side makes a man a whore. What makes a man that?
So I think what make a man a whore is that crazy run that you make.
Okay.
Whenever you figure out your superpower.
You feel like you find out you can get them.
Yeah, you find out you abuse it. And you abuse it. Once you find out the game and the lingo to how to get them, it's copy and paste. Every time it's copy and paste. I think I probably, from a span when I was in my whole phase, I just copied and pasted the whole entire thing and ran it down on the same exact way every single time.
You talking for real, but metaphorically speaking, I'm going to tell you that back in my Black Planet and my MySpace days, copy and paste literally.
This nigga said MySpace.
I had a notepad, bro, with like little comats, like a little paragraph.
You was premeditated whoring.
Bro, I would remove the name, add the next person.
You had a template.
I had a template for coming at them, bro. When you talking copy and paste,
slid it in. Okay.
For real. But go ahead.
You just it's the same method, and once you figure out that conversation that you could have with girls, you could definitively figure out who with it, who not with it, and then you take advantage of it to your full capacity. You know what I mean? And that's what kind of like put me on my spiral, and then having amazing sex in the midst of that.
Right.
Word pass around, you get a referral from a friend, from a friend to a friend. You know what I mean? Word start passing on how you move.
Right. And women talk about that.
Women talk a lot about it.
They definitely talk about that.
They talk a lot
about it. And it's funny because you said superpower. So, I'm going to get into that later on in the show because, believe it or not, realizing that it was a power is what made me want to change.
Yeah, it's definitely a power.
But I'm going to talk to that later. I'll let you know what I believe a whore is, or how men become a whore. I think that when you're having sex just for the sake of putting numbers up, when you're just like, oh, this is easy, let me hit this one, let me hit that one. Sometimes you're doing it irresponsibly, whether you're not protecting yourself or protecting the people that you're sleeping with. Right? That's whore behavior. Right? And I think that when you don't have guidance or you have the wrong guidance, you become a whore.
Absolutely.
Right? So in my experience, and I want to say this by saying this is not an excuse, because I always felt a little bit bad, I'll say, right?
You do. After a while,
the sex feels good enough to outweigh the morality of it.
How many times? How deep are you in it? How deep are you in it for you to realize, like, I feel a little bit bad for this?
That usually comes with how a woman expresses how it made her feel. If you got a heart.
You're right.
But what I'm gonna say is not an excuse for my behavior. But when I talk about having guidance or not having guidance, or having the wrong guidance or not having guidance at all. Here's where my whoredom came from. I know exactly where it came from and how I got into the spiral that I got into.
Let me hear this. Let me hear this.
Those who may not know, I came up in a foster care system.
Okay.
Right? So I literally remember a gentleman I lived with. I'll call him a teenager. He was 17 at the time. I was about 11. And I was influenced by him because I started to take on his same exact behavior. So he would always have girls over at the house, right? This is someone that lived in the foster home that I was in. He would always have girls over, and he had a book with like a bunch of phone numbers in it, right?
Little black book.
Had the phone number, you know, all types of like stats on them and all that in the book. And he would show me this stuff, right? He would tell me different things about what he was doing with these girls. Things that an 11-year-old shouldn't have even heard.
Okay,
right?
So it piqued your interest early.
Right, it piqued my interest, right? And then I never had someone around me to kind of say, don't do this.
Okay.
You shouldn't move that way.
That
It
was
just
your norm.
ain't what to do. It was what to do for me.
Right.
It was my introduction to how to perform, pursue, and pleasure women was this dude that I lived with. And because prior to that, I looked up to him.
Okay.
Right? He was big cuz. He was, you know what I mean, had the flashing on. He was that guy. So it was like, well, this must be how to move. And later on in my adolescence, when I started having sex, I had the book.
I got you.
I had the stats.
Right? So you picked up the same
I
exact
picked up the same exact
routine,
behavior.
okay.
And I never had anybody to tell me like, yo, young boy, you could get your bread, you could do this skill, you could do these things. You don't have to fall into what I now consider the trap of women becoming easy and becoming addictive, and you then becoming a whore.
Yeah. A lot of that stuff happened too. I seen it too, similar to you. A couple of my homies was knocking them down, and this was before I was even introduced to being that, because being around my homies when I was growing up, a lot of them thought I was doing stuff, and I really wasn't. I was a virgin. I didn't lose my virginity until I was 17 and a half.
Yikes.
So going into it, I had people that was doing it, and they was being glorified for, like, man, such and such knocked down such and such,
right,
and such, and they used to be big. I'm like, damn, you hit that too? You hit her? And her?
Right.
They friends. How you
do that?
And then it just started to pique me, and it always resonated in my head. Like, damn, I always want to do that. I want that same love my homies was getting when they was telling the stories.
You see that love, and you see that glory and them accolades, and you start to. And you know what else was big for me as a young before whore? The barbershop.
Oh yeah.
The barbershop, when I went to a new barbershop and I stayed at that barbershop, I was a teenager. I was like 16, but I would go there from the time I was 16 probably up until I was like 25 or something. Mm-hmm. And the stories that would be just passed around and the way dudes would act, it started to embed in me like, oh, this how I gotta move.
Yeah.
And you don't learn until later on in life that most of these niggas was lying. Number one.
Yeah,
right?
all cap.
Glory stories in the barbershop is 70% cap, 30% truth. You know what I'm saying? But as a young man, you don't know that. You just be thinking like, oh, this is how to do it. This is the way to go. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much in my estimation how I got to become a whore.
Those stories start to become folktale, and they old, what they call Greek mythology, so to speak. When you hear them stories, you be like, yo, you knocked down 10 girls in 4 days.
Right,
You be
right.
like, yo,
and now you chasing it.
How? Yeah, then you chasing it. Then once you start to chase, and you get a little taste of getting 1 and getting 2, and them numbers start to rack up, and then them words start to flow, and your manipulation and your wordplay start to start to fan out, because that's what it is.
That's dangerous.
Realistically, it's fucking.
Once you learn how to do it,
it's dangerous game.
That's where it get dangerous, man. Look, we gonna get into one of these sponsors, man, and get back on the other side with it sounds like a lie, but it's true. You got a story for us, Brad?
I'll let you go with a story. I'm trying to figure out what I sound like a lie, but it's true. Is this personal?
It's got to be real. It got to be something that's real. If you ain't got one, I got one in the tub.
Go ahead. I got to think about
I get y'all minds, man. This is fresh from my whoring days, all right? So I'm going to qualify it with that, right? So I'm at an event I'm at this event before I picked the camera up, right?
Okay.
So this is before I became, filmmaker Kai, videographer Kai. I go with this young lady, right? Mm-hmm. She shoots me down, right? Bad little light skinned John. She shoots me down, right? But my memory is like a steel trap, right? So now, I'm doing my singles events. You remember I was doing Single Life, and I was doing like this pro lover stuff. Ain't new. It's just the culmination of me getting real good at it. So I would leave bedroom tips and relationship tips on my Facebook feed, right? Okay. So I had this young lady jump in my inbox like, you sound like you really know what you talking about, and I want to get to know if you really know what you talking about.
She scooped you.
Now, this was the young lady that I had tried to talk to years prior, right? And I remembered. Oh. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
you always want to cross that bridge again.
It's about to be on and popping, but here's the caveat. I'm engaged, right? Ooh. Love my dude, but he just not putting it down right. And I would love a situation where I could just get my rocks off. It ain't no strings attached. This is her to me in my inbox.
Music to your ears.
I would just let, you know what I'm saying? That's all I need. I'm not leaving them. We still getting married, the whole nine, right? So I'm, I'm young whore Kai at the time. I'm like, oh, sign me up, baby, sign me up, right? Now,
sign me all the way up.
Here's where it sound like a lie, but it's true comes in.
All right. Go ahead. I'm listening.
So I start knocking her head off, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm pro-loving her to death. It gets so crazy, she starts to kind of treat it like it's a relationship. Like if I'm not on call and I'm not on deck, she got like having a problem. I'm like, but miss, this is what you signed up for. Just, this is what we do. All right. So we got it straight and when all of that. So one night she hits me, or we might have been together, and she's like, listen, a friend of mine is having the same problem that I came to you with.
Ooh. Off the backboard.
So I'm like, oop. I'm like, oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, she's like, I already told her about you. Like,
they the best ones when you get that referral.
Listen, this is her homegirl. The homegirl's married.
Ooh.
Right? She's like,
birds of a feather flock.
We gonna be at XYZ. You should come down and meet her.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm coming.
Cool.
I'm on my way.
I'm coming. Right? So this is like a couple nights later. I go wherever they was at. I meet her. She cute. You know what I'm saying? A little thick, but she cute. You know what I'm saying? So I'm asking her, the one that I was already doing. I'm like, y'all do anything together before? You know what I mean? And she's like,
parlay that.
You already know.
Yeah,
so she's like, we fool around, you know what I mean? We've been drunk before, whatever, like that. So I'm like, all right, well, you know what I mean? You might as well set it up where, you know what I mean? We all could get it in.
Ooh.
She like, all right, no problem. So this is like when, I forget where the All-Star game was at, but I was working the All-Star event. I was on Orlando. I come back and they like, the particular day that they wanted to get it cracking was like a week from that time I met her, but I was just coming back.
Okay.
So I legit get, to the airport and I go straight to the hotel.
You go to the hotel.
I go straight to the hotel.
So you meeting both of them or just?
Both of them in the hotel. Brad, they opened the door, they got on matching lingerie.
Ooh, don't treat me like that.
And the rest need I say more? Ooh. You know what I'm saying? So that's might sound like a truth. Sound like a lie, but it's true right there, man.
Yeah, that do sound like a lie, but the truth. But that sound like a true story, bro.
It's a 100% true story.
That the power of the referral fuels
Hands
the
down.
whore. It fuels the whore.
Hands down.
You get that one friend to jump on board and say, you need to try this. Right. You going through this. What you do, I'm a spin the block on you. I got somebody for you.
Listen, and that works. The word of mouth is everything through friends.
That's
if I tell you where I got this shirt, you gonna trust them, right?
Nah, I ain't gonna trust them. Where you
this
got
a
that
nice shirt? This a Love Calf Country special.
Yeah.
But anyway, women most of the time are having bad sex.
They are.
So that's one of the reasons y'all get shot down, fellas, is because they automatically assuming that your sex is whack.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you got a qualified referral, she like, no, girl, him right here, you want this piece.
Yeah, you in it.
You know what I'm saying?
All you need is to make her laugh one time.
Yeah, you in there.
You in there.
You just gotta not lose it. Right? You know what I mean? So that sounds like a lie, but it's true, man. We're gonna go to this next sponsor real quick, man, before we come back and we're gonna learn what me and Brad learned from being whores.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Little whoredom stories or whatever. So, Brad, what would you say you learned? Give my audience 3 valuable, powerful lessons that you learned from being a whore in your backsliding days.
So,
what do you apply now that helps you be better from those learnings?
1, you got to sit yourself down before the game sits you down. So you will go on a mysterious run where you think that everything runs smooth and the greed get in you and 1 turn into 2, 2 turn into 3, and however your whore run goes, the game always hit the brakes on you and the game sits you all the way down, wherever the reason is.
It might be an STD.
That
might be the biggest STD of them all. It's called KIDS. Y'all thought I was going somewhere else? No, that KIDS is staying with you and it's going to cost you money. And the whole them kids.
Pregnancies. You get all that stuff. You get the drama, the headaches and stuff like that. Blurred lines. It be a lot of stuff that go into it. 2, women ain't shit. Like the lengths that women go for good sex is crazy. It don't matter if they married, they got a boyfriend for 6 years, or they just got engaged, or they just in town for the night. They don't care at all. Like once what they see, they sneaky and they conquer it. And I want to see the
hold your third, because you giving them too much, Brad. You got a little marinade on those. I'm gonna give them 1 or 2 of mine, and I'm gonna let you give them 3. I'm gonna let you give me a doozy. Don't forget it though. Don't forget your 3.
I got plenty.
Right, so here's one thing, and I'm gonna tie it to another real story that I learned from being a whore that I regret. I was dealing with a young lady. She was very young. I was young at the time. I actually had a girlfriend at the time, but my girlfriend was from down south, and she would go down south for like long periods of time because she still had family down there. So she might go down there in the summertime for like 30 days. So she leaves, I start dealing with this young John. So I'm probably like 23 at the time. This girl's like 18 at the time, right? Okay. And she's like a corny 18. She's not like was popping and fake ID at 16 in the clubs. Or she wasn't that. She was like a corny little young 18, right? Little pretty cute Joan with a body though, right? Little wholesome Joan.
Okay.
So I start dealing with her, and like she's like I had a girl, so I didn't have no plethora of Jones, and plus I was still in an early state of my whoredom where I didn't know what my power was.
Okay.
But I knew I could bag one and had some fun when my girl was out of town. Mm-hmm. So I did that, and me and her was rocking only for like 30, 40 days, something like that.
Okay, little short stay.
Little short stay. And but we was, we was having sex. We was, I took her out, movies, restaurant, whatever, a couple of times and all that. And she thought she was my girl.
Oh, no.
Like, without us having the conversation and none of that, she thought she was my girl. And
for 30 days?
She was young, she was immature. She just thought, if I'm rocking with her like this.
Stage 5 clinger, or just was it like, we rolled into this?
And here's where the lesson comes in, right? What it taught me a valuable lesson about how, like, women really learn based on what you sow into them.
Okay.
Right? They really learn based on that, or what you don't sow into them, right? And because I knew what my, method was going to be with Shorty, I was just going to do what I was doing, and then when my girl came back, I was just going to cut it off. I knew that, but she didn't know that, and I never said that to her. And why would I? Because then I wouldn't be getting the thing out of her that I wanted.
Yeah, you can't get your best.
Right?
You can't get your cake, you need it too.
Exactly. So I never said that, but I told her I had a girlfriend and we had to stop. Right?
That's honorable, because most men wouldn't say that.
Just kind of ghost her.
Yeah, they would ghost her. Like, I wouldn't tell you like I got a girl, like, because that could turn messy. Like, you tell a chick that you didn't tell in the beginning that you ain't, now all of a sudden I got a girl.
Right.
That joke could go all the way left.
it could go crazy,
and that's gonna come back to your girl and just disrupt all that.
The crazy that it went was this. She disappeared off the face of the earth to me.
Okay.
Never seen or heard from this girl anymore until years later, where I ran into her, and I think I was at a wedding or something. And she was one of the guests or whatever it was. I'm like, damn, how you been? I'm acting like shit regular. She told me, she like, Kyrie, you literally like broke my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Did
thought
you though?
we was,
30 days, like.
listen, this is what she said.
What was you doing to her? You was making love to her. You looked like one of them balls that was like was all intimate. And,
I don't got no B game, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't
we
got
go
no,
together, sex. This is what you was doing.
I don't got no B game. I was giving her what she came for.
Man.
You better look at. I was giving her what she came for. But anyway, so that taught me a valuable lesson in intention, right? My intentions would need to be, and quite honestly, that wasn't the last time that I went through something like that with a young lady. But those lessons combined taught me, Kai, what are your intentions? You know what I'm saying? And make sure that those intentions not necessarily are good, but are known. Right? It makes sure that the young lady gets to choose. So what's number 3, Brad, that you was getting ready to give them?
That was a lot to digest right there, yo.
I mean, we could talk about it if you want to, man. You might have some similar
no, because
teachings.
the intent. I want to talk about the intent real quick.
Go ahead.
Like openly, right? As a whore, right? When you going through those runs, right? Do you openly tell them your intent? Like, yo, this is what it is? Or you kind of let it flow because you in a rhythm of, it's kind of like shooting a score and I got the ball, everything in rhythm.
Most men don't. I think most men don't, but I think that's one of the reasons why we do this show. I think you should, right? And I think most men and women are scared that their intention will scare someone away.
So will you think you would go on a bigger run if you could hindsight go back to your whore days, right? And you think you would go on a bigger run for telling your intent, like probably knock down a couple more because of your intent, or you think that the route you took is the route that got you the most bodies at that particular point in your life?
So here's what happened with me. I spoke toward there being other situations that built me understanding that my intention was important.
Okay.
So my whoredom history, by a long shot, I had learned that intent lesson, and I was the guy that would be like, this all I'm here for, or I got a girl but we could still, or she come at me and she got a dude but this all she want. Cool, we can do that, but don't think it's going to be none of this. I learned that lesson early enough to start putting my intention on the table.
Okay.
But I'm bringing it up so that other people watching, men and women, can understand 2 things. Number 1, it's not what your partner doesn't know. I'm sorry, it's not what your partner knows, it's what they don't know.
Okay.
Right? Though that's what breaks things down. It's not what your partner knows about you, it's what they don't know about you, because people have the right to choose from what you really actually are. So whatever your intention, that's why women often will say, if you just wanted to fuck, that's all you had to say. Right?
I think that's to a degree. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't...
They don't mean it,
right?
I
was about to say, that's loaded.
They don't mean it, but I felt better.
Okay.
Whenever
that's what I was trying to get at.
I made sure you knew. Because now when you hit me with that, what you can't say is, if you just find it, damn, he did say he just wanted to fuck. Well, if the dick was going to be so good, you could have warned me. Like, you got to say something else now, baby. Like, you know what I mean? So me telling my truth was a lesson that I learned that was important.
I think the intent is definitely key as you get older. Especially, I don't recommend the intention if you going through your whole phase. Don't do your intent, bro. Like in a man's perspective, I think that when you going through that, it's about getting through them as fast as possible and conquering and chasing and catching it on to the next one. Not to say, not to say, yo, this is what I'm here for. We don't have no time for this conversation. You heard what I heard. Tell your friends to get with my friends.
Now listen, I'm gonna argue you down to this point. You right in our generation, but this now generation is much more sexually fluid.
Yeah, because they've been watching porn since 12 years old with iPhones.
They can handle the intent. The women of this next generation,
not the men.
They can handle the intent.
The men, the young boys.
The young boys is a little more fragile than we were.
Yeah.
We came up a little. You know what it is too? The America's so sensitive that they're coddled for everything.
Yeah.
Shit that we wasn't coddled for when we was young boys.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I agree. I can agree to that.
So it's just different, man.
Yeah. The new age with the technology is a little different because they brought up different, and it's a whole nother beast in that. The stain that you leave on women once you leave them without telling them the intent of what you got. You know what I'm saying? Because some women fall in love with a person like me or you that they fall in love with the potential to say, oh, they got amazing sex. And I thought it was going to be more than that. And it just was a hump and a dump, you know, type of thing. And that stick with women for a long time because, one, it mess with their self-worth, their insecurity. It make them a little bit, or if not a lot, crazy. You understand what I'm saying? And it hurts them going forward with making decisions on men. And we mold that narrative when they meet a nice guy that's handsome, good looking, got a lot of stuff going on, and has amazing sex. It kind of hurts them later on to skew to say, damn, I met him. All niggas ain't shit and all guys ain't this, all guys ain't that. So you got to be careful with the power that you have for using it for malice intent. And once I realized that, like, damn, you damaging a lot of women that potentially that really fucking fuck with you and care about you. And you could have possibly missed out on the one that was for you because you was too much chasing one to the next. You know what I'm saying? And try and get it from there.
And I'll say off of that, I agree with 99% of what you said. The only part that I'll disagree is I believe that the one that's for you, and this is just based on the situation that I'm in now, is for you because of all of those transgressions you have. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I would just counter that by saying, you know what I mean, you're not going to miss out. But you have to work on you and get to a point where you're ready for it and then recognize it when it comes along, right? So my number two that I learned from being a whore is not necessarily a bad thing, but being a whore made me a pro lover, and I'll tell you why I say that. I learned that most women were having bad sex.
Okay.
Right? And I learned that, like we talk about the oop that I got and you know, the story I told and things like that. I learned that because I wanted to be a whore, right? There was a time in my life where I was fascinated by getting not just a lot of women, but the baddest women. I always wanted to get the bad ones, right? And there was a time in my life where I was like, all right, if I could be the best at sex, then word of mouth gonna spread and I'm gonna be able to do X, Y, Z. So here's where the learning came in. I legit started to take inventory, right, of how I made women feel and why I made them feel that way. Now, I knew that what I did to Keisha might not translate to what I'm going to do
I was just about to tell you elaborate.
for Kelly, right? I knew that, but what I also knew was if I got enough tricks in my bag, right? All right, this don't work for her, but let me pull this one out, right? Or let's have that conversation. You know what I mean? It got me comfortable with having those conversations with what do you like? How do you like it, right? Mm-hmm. Because there's two things that are true, and I'm a product of both, which is why I qualify myself as a pro lover. Two things are true. Having sex with a lot of people doesn't make you a pro.
It don't.
Right? That doesn't make you a pro. Having great sex, amazing, I'm talking about mind-blowing, toe-curling sex with a handful of people doesn't make you a pro either. Right?
I thought you was about to say that. I was about to walk off set and you was about to say that bullshit right there. I was about to walk this way. You was about to say you
thought I was going to say it does make you pro.
Hey, I thought you was going to say it does. So I'm going to go ahead and sit back down.
No, it doesn't. And that's one of the only benefits, I'll say, that I take from my whoring days, is that I have a lot of time and a lot of inventory and knowledge on sex, on actual practical good sex, good sex methods, good sex ways. And now I'm in a faithful relationship where one woman gets to, you know, receive all of that, and she's amazed by it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that is a culmination for me that I never thought I would get to.
Okay. Right? I didn't think he was gonna get there either. But to be honest,
anybody who know me don't think I was gonna ever get here.
Nah.
But I'm here, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. And My number 3, I'll give y'all real quick, that I learned from being a whore. Feelings are tied to sex very differently than in men and women.
I agree.
So
in some cases.
In some cases.
Most,
I say in most too.
In most.
And here's what I mean by feelings. Women believe in a lot of things that men don't necessarily believe in when it comes to sex. And good women value sex way more than good men do. There's such an imbalance there, right? Because here's a case in point. A good woman, if she gives you her vagina, oh, she fucks with you. Like, I'm talking about a good woman, far from a whore. Like, get her on her own. Like, if she gives you the vagina, she fucks with you. You know what I mean? And I don't know what fucks with you is. What that can mean. It can mean that you just super sexy and she want to do it to you.
What if she clingy? And
it's her prerogative.
What if it's clingy and she like, you fuck her and she's a good woman and she like, oh, it was so good. We go together now.
They out there too. But the cross of the feelings is what I wanted to get to in my third point really quick. A great man, sometimes he feels entitled to sex because he feels like he's such a great man. And I'm not talking about his sex is good, or he might just be in the NBA. He might just be rich. He might just be that nigga around in the streets or whatever. That entitlement to it makes that act this little. And now when he meets that great woman, that act is super large to her. So when those two people engage in sex, especially without communication or intention or anything, it don't match up. Because now he's feeling like, and to your point, might miss out on a good John, because he's feeling like, especially if he in his whore days, this will come back around, this, you know what I mean, I'm this, that. But she's feeling like, nigga, I just gave you some yams, like this, that's important, like that's a real thing. So those feelings, especially with young people in their 20s or whatever like that, there's just a cross between a woman who's good and a man who's a whore.
Yeah, I can agree.
All right, so Brad, this is something that I talk about the different guys and girls all the time. It's time for a morality check. I want to see where you are with this, right? And what your advice is, right? So my advice I'm going to give you, and I'm hoping that you counter and that you're not on my side. Well, it don't matter. If you're on my side, cool. We here to give game.
Go ahead. Talk to me.
I stay out of people's relationships, all right? So I'm going to use you for an example, right? You my guy, been my guy for quite some time, right? If whoever your girl is or might be or whoever you dealing with, right? If I'm out with Tosh and I'm at dinner and I see this young lady who I know belongs to Brad at dinner as well, and it look a little bit flirty, it look like that's not her uncle, that's not her brother, it's definitely not Brad. I know Brad, I don't even see no beard on this dude, it's definitely not Brad. But I see her and she look like she on a date.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you, Brad.
What?
I'm going to mind my business, right? And I'm not picking up the phone like, Brad, I seen your girl. I don't know who boy was, but she was at, you know what I'm saying?
What?
It looked a little chummy. I'm not going to do that. Now, hold on. Here's the other thing. If you pick up the phone and you like, God, I know you said you was going to so-and-so. Shorty locations on. Is she there with Jamila? I'm going to be like, Brad, that's not Jamila that she with. All right, I'll talk to you later. Right? I'll give you that if you ask me.
You ain't riding right.
But as far as me getting into your relationship and being the boy that tell.
No, you are not riding right.
Talk about it.
And the bro code, bro, you gotta make the call to me and tell me that you seen my chick doing XYZ. I get one phone call of it happening. Bros before hoes in that sense, because I need to be informed on how my chick moving. Now, I say this to say, if you told me the first time, it happened the second time, I respect to turn the blind eye, and you can say, I ain't see it, I'm staying out of it. Okay. But as your man, as your brother, I'm on for that because I don't need to have the wool over my head if I don't know. If I don't know something like that that's more detrimental, where you know that this girl that I made my girlfriend, and I'm publicly saying this my girl, and she means this much to me, for me to be looking like that, and you know how it takes for me to say that's my girl, and you don't tell me that you see my girl on some bullshit, we gonna have a problem because your loyalty lies with me, not our situation. It lies to me. So that information needs to come to me because I'm your brother, and you give it to me. However I take it and I use it. I don't mind being the villain. Hey Kai, I seen your girl out on a date, bro. I don't know what it looked like. You know a little bit about it. I ain't trying to stir nothing up. No, tell me more. Yeah, I saw it. And this ain't girl talk. This is, bro, I'm looking out for you. Now, if you stay with her and y'all handle it going forward, you not privy to that information no more. So if I see it, I'm turning my head and that's what it is. But for me to be like, I'm all for staying out of business. But if I see it for the first time, I'm telling you, after that, nah, I'm out.
All right, so let me explain, right? And you bring up some valid points. I don't know that you're changing my mind.
Go ahead, come on, bro. Teeter on this side, bro. That side.
But here's why I stay out of relationship business.
Go ahead.
Right? And this has been my real experience, right? A lot of times people stay together, right? And my point is anything that happens in the dark comes to the light. I'm not like responsible for being the party that's
why can't you be the beacon in the light?
Listen, because that's not on me. That's between y'all. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. If you do stay with her, and I told you that, our relationship is awkward for the whole time you with shorty. And if you with her long enough, our relationship might not be the same. And I'm going to tell you why. She going to know. If she seen me and I seen her, she going to put that link together. Now she don't fuck with me. Right?
So?
Based on her not fucking with me, you don't fuck with me the same 100% you once did. Why? Because you can't. You can't because of your relationship. If you stay with her, you gonna feel some type right in your heart when you like, yeah, I'm about to go to Kai cookout. Cause you know she gonna be like, oh, you still fuck with that nut ass nigga, he was trying to da 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 da, right? And then the other side of it is sometimes, and I know you not one of these niggas, but sometimes niggas just automatically think you hate him. Especially
that's corny.
It is corny, but that been my experience.
But you
bro.
Holding the power, bro. You holding the power.
That ain't my power.
Bro, you holding the power in my relationship for you to make the decision for me to say I ain't gonna tell it and let me look goofy because you don't want to tell your homie
if you
that
look
my
goofy,
chick on some goofy shit that you seen.
You look goofy because you look goofy. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
You seen it. If I don't know it, I don't know it.
Right. But
if I got a tag on my shirt right here and I don't know the tag on it and you see the tag on it, you need to take the tag off.
That metaphor don't work for this. That metaphor don't work for this.
Yes, it do.
Because emotions is tied up in that relationship. That's a thing where I don't want to put my 2 cents into that emotion of y'all relationship. If she doing wrong, you gonna find out, bro.
Realistically, how long do those relationships really to the test of time, right? And your experience, and you seeing a girl doing that, because we've all experienced that at some point. How long do them relationships last? And be honest, they
typically don't. But
why not tell me if you know that it ain't gonna last?
Because I don't want the blood on my hands,
come on,
bro.
You my bro. You supposed to tell me. I don't want to be
the reason why y'all don't mess with each other no more.
Certain things you stay out of.
I want her to be the reason.
Certain things you stay out of. But you giving me a tip to say, bro, I seen something.
Here's my only qualification that I'll make.
Or where you at right now, bro? Come down here real quick and come have a drink with me.
That's crazy.
All right then. So you either way you tell me, yo, bro, what you doing right now? You know what I mean? I'm out at dinner. Yo, come down Budokan or come down one of them restaurants. Come out Ocean Prime real quick. Come out Steak 48 real quick. I got a drink for you.
That random call, y'all guys always, or y'all already know what that is.
What? Come where? No, come down here.
Here's the only caveat I'll give you.
What's the difference?
I'm gonna give you
You'll make the call. You was comfortable just now and your posture just now when I said make the the call to say, come down here to get a drink where I can visually see it. It ain't no difference from you telling me it and you bringing me down there from a phone call.
Listen, it's one caveat I'll give you, bro. If I know...
Go ahead, change your perspective,
I'm not changing my perspective.
I'm not changing your perspective. It's okay, bro. I just gave you game on it.
Me, bro. Listen, here's the caveat. If I know that this shit could bring you harm, right? If I know, not the heartbreak.
That's harm. That's harm to me.
You got to deal with the heartbreak as a man on your own. You got to deal with that.
Bro, you ain't riding right, bro.
You ain't riding right. You got to deal with that on your own. You pick the whore. You deal with the whore. I'm not a whore teller. I'm not a snitch. I'm not snitching on your whore. All right.
That ain't snitching. It's bro.
If I know whoever she dealing with is a stone cold killer or something like that, and if it get the blow, I'm gonna be like, bro, watch your body out here. She moving like this. If that's the case, if I heard anything crazy about him, if anything like that I'm like, yo, this could bring my bro some harm outside of just heartbreak because he don't fuck with the whore no more.
So, all right, you see my chick out, and you know I'm grossly in love with her, right? And you see her out and you visually know just based off experience that you know she on some bullshit, right?
Okay.
You see her out and you turn a blind eye to it. 2 weeks later, I go ahead and go and propose to her and drop on a knee, and you seen all that, and I just seen, and you ain't tell me that, and now I got to spend all this money on a ring to prepare myself to be with this woman the rest of my life, and you ain't tell me that because you got some pride and some business and some loyalty to stay out of some type of business when you could have told me and prevented me. Now I look goofy.
Woo! Hold on.
That's heavy.
Hold up.
But that's where it could go.
If you was going to propose, though, I should already know as your home.
So why shouldn't I already know if
I'll give you that caveat, too. If I knew you was going to propose and I seen some of this, I might tug your coat a little bit.
You still in the business, so you might as well be immersed in it.
I'm in the business at that point, but that
ring got to be involved for you to tell me that she moving.
Because most relationships ain't nothing. Like they gonna fall apart. So I don't want to put myself.
You know it's falling apart. Time is the most important thing in every relationship. So I'm wasting time being in a relationship with somebody that ain't true when you can give me the heads up to give me the power to make the decision.
I don't want to mess up our relationship. If I tell you she cheating and the yam super good and you still dealing with her, now you ain't gonna mess with me the same because you're gonna be like, I can't even come around.
You got to know your audience, man. You got to know it. I'm gonna move my way, no matter how anybody move. Principles on a man for me. I'm going to stand on what I stand on. And if I know something that's going to potentially hurt my friend, I'm going to tell you. And if I tell you and you don't do nothing about it, cool. I'm okay with being the villain and your girl don't like me. And when I come around for birthday parties, she got this. I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm here for you because I care about you and I love you and I want the best for you. So hence, I want the best for you. I want the best woman for you. Other than that, like this segment is, bro, go be a whore, bro.
All right, so we got different moralities on that, man. We're gonna come back. We're gonna tell y'all where we are now, right? Where we are now in our whoredom stage, right? What level of whore did we achieve, and what do we see for the future?
Ooh, achieve.
All right, so my first sponsor, man, I got Black Oak Wine Club. For all my wine lovers, listen up. This week, the culture got a club with the launch of Black Oak Wine Club. Black Oak is a club designed to support black-owned wine brands by connecting them to consumers like you via wine reviews, tours, and events and travel and tastings. Black Oak, BLACOAK.com. Join and follow them on Instagram at Black Oak Wine Club. Once again, that's BLACOAK Wine Club. Here y'all go.
Sound good.
So you think you ever hit master whore level, Brad? Did you?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna admit that Super Saiyan whore.
Yeah, I was Super Saiyan. Like I turned Super Saiyan God at one particular point. I done went on some runs where my homies be like, "Oh my gosh, bro!"
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you on fire right now.
Listen, I remember I was on tour with Black Men's Magazine, bro. And this was when I was heavy in my modeling bag. So this is what people don't understand, right? When you on tour with Black Men's Magazine, the men are a sideshow. right? So it's like 10, 12 of us, but every stop we made is 40, 50 women. Like, I'll never forget, we was in DC at some club. They getting ready to do the fashion show. It's so many women. It might have been like 60, 70 women, and it was like 8, 10 guys. And it was only 2 bathrooms, men's and women's. But it's so many girls, they using both Jones. And because we was outnumbered, this Joan was like costume and bathing suit and all of that. They just getting ready. They don't care about the little 8 dudes. We might as well be flies on the wall. They don't care. It's so many women that we outnumbered. So they just, and this was when I was immersed, like I want to be a whore, right? So this was the wrong environment for me to be in.
Yeah.
But during that time, Brad, when I tell you I'm talking about bad ones and a lot of them, like I couldn't be stopped, and you couldn't tell me nothing. Yeah, like I was Super Saiyan whore during that time.
Yeah, it's a bad situation to put somebody in. They got a whore problem,
right?
Because
and they got the ability to get them.
Yeah.
It was.
Because it's all about close ratio right there. Like you gotta have a good close rate to be qualified to be a Super Saiyan whore. Like your close rate has to be really quick. Like the amount of time is I meet you, hey, hi, I'm him, you her, and you know what I mean. When you get to that particular point.
Exactly. And I'm gonna raise you one, right? This was the crazy thing about me is I was never the whore that was like, where the pussy at? No, I was never that whore. I wanted Alicia. Remember Alicia on the wood? That was the type of whore I was. I would always be like, well, who the baddest in here? Who can't nobody get?
You lucky, because I know some whores that go for the low hanging fruit.
No, I was never a low hanging fruit whore. I was always the Alicia whore. You got to give me Alicia or something close to it. Like that was what like put the battery in my back.
Okay.
If she was easy, I used to tell my homies this, if she easy, you really shouldn't even get credit for it.
That's not true.
No,
bro.
You shouldn't get
You're not demeriting. If I'm the Kansas City Chiefs and I beat the Jets, you're not gonna give me my win because I beat the Jets.
Come on, man.
That's the perfect metaphor.
Bro,
you gotta give me. I don't care what you talking about, bro. If I'm the Chiefs, I'm 12-1, and I play the Jets, and we blow the Jets out, bro. That's my W. I'm 13-1,
count, bro.
Bang, give me that.
I need you to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers while they 11-1.
We beat them too.
For me to be like,
yeah, they go on there too.
And see, those the niggas I respected in them days when I'm like, oh, we got that one.
Listen, man. Sammy Sosa hit. They cared about Sammy Sosa's 90, it don't matter, 90 home runs. They ain't care about the one that hit 10, that hit the furthest, that hit 450 feet. They cared about the one that had the most home runs back to back.
Brad, you can't, that ain't real. That ain't like, you a whore still, but you ain't Super Saiyan, like you ain't a king. If you I mean, your Jones was easy and it don't matter. You gotta, and listen, I'm not gonna sit here and say like I had all dimes. Like I got some 7s in the tuck. You know what I'm saying? A little maybe 6.5 with a body. But you gotta have volume and you gotta have a lot of trophies.
Quality. But my thing is
a lot of trophies.
But you putting an unrealistic hoe phase on people because some people are not gonna be able to get the caliber of chick.
Well, it's within their bracket
that you can get.
It's within their bracket because within my bracket is what I'm talking about. It's some chicks out there that was always untouchable to me and still are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I got a lot of y'all favorites though. I got a lot of the ones y'all wanted. I got a lot of the ones that was in the magazines and all that.
This nigga.
I'm just letting you know. I mean, the pro loving and all that. Come back, man. You messed up my focus, man. When you walked away, you messing the focus
man, you messed my focus up listening to that shit right there, man. That's what I got to deal with all the time,
listen, man. Listen, bring it back to a close, man. So we both feel like we achieved Super Saiyan whoredom back in our day, right? We old niggas now. What's next, man? What's after? And this is some game for the young boys that might be in that phase. Just to explain to y'all, like, here's the thing. We laughing, we joking. Where I am now, I'm not proud of my whore days. Nah. I promise you I'm not. However,
so lame.
They happened, and I'm making the best of them. So I'll give my advice first because of where I am in life right now, right? My biggest advice is whatever phase you're in right now, learn from that phase. Make sure that day to day you're taking inventory of who you are, how you're behaving, and how that's making people feel, negative and positive. Right? Because one day you're going to meet somebody who is worthy of you. And like Brad said, like I said, I never knew that Tosh was coming into my life. And I use her name as a variable because I never knew who was coming into my life. But now I got somebody who's legit made for me. But I know that because I learned and because I registered the lessons that you know, my whore days bestowed upon me, that I'm able to treat her amazingly. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So my thing would be, when you in the streets, this is male or female, when you in the streets and you with this one and you with that one or whatever, when you're young, it's a phase, like Brad said earlier in the show, that everybody goes through. Mm-hmm. But don't just go through it and keep bumping your head on the same stuff. Learn some stuff. Learn some stuff about your body, your emotions, your communication, people you deal with. Learn some stuff so that one day when you meet somebody that's like, wow, this person has all of the qualities that I need to match my qualities and take the world over together, you're ready, right? You're not still in a phase where you got, and I'm not saying you're perfect, but where you got too much to learn in a relationship to the point where you end up losing out on that person because they're so much farther than you know what I mean, with their mental and their wisdom and what they learn. So that's where I am now. I'm at a place now with I'm still a whore, but I'm a whore with one woman, right? We do what we do together, and it's magical within my relationship because of my past and her past too. Mm-hmm. We feed each other and we learn from each other, and now we're able to just have an amazing sex life, an amazing relationship, you know, and I definitely believe that a lot of what I went through and what I learned, it was a reason why, or is a reason why. Mm-hmm. So where were you? Where were you? Where are you now today? And what do you want to?
I think the whole phase, definitely what I've learned from it, distract me from a lot of things that I could accomplish. Yeah, it was fun, the glitz and the glamour. I had a lot of fun with a lot of women, but the distraction and the allure of a bunch of women takes your focus off of the things that you should be focusing
100%.
on. And I could probably be further in my career.
You would be.
Had I put the value of vagina a little lower on the totem pole and put things over top of it and prioritize myself better. So if I would have put more energy into chasing my dreams, into chasing vagina and women, I would be, not to say I'm very successful of what I do now, but I could have put myself in a position where I would be in a totally different space based upon not valuing sex as much as I did at that age. I had some fun times. It molded me. I wouldn't say I would do less of. I wouldn't eradicate it, but I would do less of it.
Definitely.
But I would definitely prioritize my time more instead of being entertained in this one instead of going it that
That's
way.
such a good one. I wish I would have said it, Brad.
Don't worry about it. I held you down, bro.
That right there, like that's
game.
That's a
y'all,
gem right
y'all
there.
Y'all can cash at me, Mr.
Young man.
Money sign, Mr. Cook 10.
Young
you can cash
man.
at me for that gem.
Do your craft, young man.
Yeah.
These women are going to be there.
Be
Do
there.
your craft, young man.
Ain't
Please
never going nowhere.
prioritize your craft, your success. Like Brad killed them with that one.
Your money comes first, man.
All right, Brad, before we get out of here, we got to do Ask a Pro Lover, man. So I had this young lady come into my DM, and she was asking me about breaking up or staying with her boyfriend. And I'm going to paraphrase because I don't feel like finding it in my DM. However, her issue was that the relationship is new. It's not even a year old.
Okay.
And she's in her low 20s, right? This girl is, I don't remember exactly, but 23, 24, something like that. She's in her low 20s. She's dealing with a dude who is a family friend. So he's very close to the people in her family. They're not related. Ain't nothing like that. Mm-hmm. But it's just one of them situations. We live on the same block for a long time. Everybody know everybody, whatever. Now, they've known each other for quite some time. But now that they're together, this is his second time cheating and being caught in less than a year. Right? So she says it's tough for her to move on because he is, so close to the fam and cool with her mom and cool with this person and and she feel kind of away by even just bringing it up, right? So her question to me was, does she think, or do I think, this behavior is going to continue and she should just leave the relationship and try and work out a friendship? Or, should she, try and fix this? Ask a pro lover, Brad. What should she do?
Women, you have the best intuition. I say go with your gut. And whatever that tell you. When you have enough of something, you will stop what you're doing and you will cut it off. And if you're not enough, you will keep taking that same test over and over again until you learn the lesson. In my opinion, that trust is broken. I think, baby girl, you need to move on. Don't care about what your family and them saying and the close-knit that he has with your family and that dynamic of it. You have to choose you. I'm 100% to say, baby girl, you need to get rid of that, keep it moving, and you need to focus on you, and someone in your life will align themselves that is for you so you don't have to go through that.
So, Brad, I'm going to go a different direction, Brad.
Go ahead, talk to me.
Ask a pro lover, man. Listen. I think a conversation needs to be had between you and this young man. And the reason I'm saying that, now, if y'all was in y'all 30s, go with Brad's answer.
Okay.
Y'all young 20s, I'm going to say it like it is. In those ages, it's explore time. It's what do you like time. It's, a young man, especially if he's like a sought after young man, if he's charismatic, if he's, that guy in the neighborhood, whatever it might be, he's attractive. He's going to do him at that age. He's going to move a certain way at that age. So it might just be worth a conversation to say, look, is this how you want to move, right? If she's a young lady that can handle that movement, maybe do her own thing as well, and y'all friendship and y'all history is so strong that y'all can remain friends or even in a relationship while y'all open and honestly do y'all, that's okay. That's a new level and a new open mindset of relating, right? Sex outside of your relationship does not have to equate to your relationship being over.
That's dangerous.
Right?
That's dangerous.
It's dangerous.
That's dangerous rhetoric, bro.
But here's the thing. At 22 or 23,
you
Brad,
know what that is, though, bro.
But Brad, here's where I'm going. At 22 or 23, this young lady leaves this young gentleman alone.
Boom.
I don't want to do that no more.
In his whole phase, though, because that's
what
22.
Is the likelihood of her finding another gentleman in that same age group that's not doing the same thing?
I'm not saying that, but she don't have to commit to that, bro.
She don't have to commit unless it fulfills her.
I would dip. He 22, 23. If he got a taste of it twice within the first year, that twice going to turn into a third. That third going to turn into a fourth. That fourth going to turn into a fifth.
But she knows this dude. Like they got history. They've been friends for a little while, right? Only thing changed is that they entered sex into that friendship and called it a relationship. That's the only thing changed.
You young girl, get out of that.
Y'all was
There's gonna be many more of him like that. Don't even worry about it.
But that's my point. It's gonna be many more of him like that.
It's gonna be many more of him like that. You can filter them out, but that right there ain't worth the stress or the headache or the time. Get out of that. Don't listen to the pro lover on this one.
Listen.
I'm about to pro love him on this joint. You know what I'm saying? Take full responsibility. This has been sponsored by the pro lover.
My point is this. At that age, people are in an exploratory phase. I'm not saying that you got to take the negativity and the heartbreak and the anguish. I'm saying that most young gentlemen at that age are not capable of being honest enough with you to let you know.
Can I call you out on this?
I'm in my horse.
Can I call you out on this? Would you give your daughter that advice?
Yes, 100% I would.
You would give your daughter advice that she caught a nigga cheating on her twice. To, hey girl,
at that age,
hey baby girl, you 22, stick around.
No. That's not what I said.
What you say?
I didn't say stick around, he gonna get better.
Work it out.
I said a conversation needs to be had
Okay.
about where he is and where she is as far as monogamy is concerned. That's what
he's gonna tell her, like, baby, I love you, I'm sorry.
he's gonna lie. I don't.
So you know that.
Yeah, he's gonna lie. But my point is, the next 22-year-old dude gonna lie too. So
Why you putting everybody in the same box?
It statistically speaking, am I wrong?
I'm not saying that you're wrong,
Okay.
but that information is to set the precedent for the young lady, as in your DMs, to say, leave him alone. At this day and age, these guys are into boom. It's a number.
So
it's
she,
a hump and dump.
now she can't deal with nobody.
She need to focus on herself. Get your money, boo. Stack them businesses up. And then when it's time, it's going to fall in line. Do not put yourself in a headache with a boy, because next thing you know, he slipped up twice. The third time he do it, it's going to be a baby. Then how you going to deal with it from there? Because that's how they usually end up.
You telling them how things should be. And
how it's going to happen.
I'm telling them how things are. Right? Brad is honky-dorying you right now. Oh, baby girl, it's going to get better. You going to find... Yeah, in a little while, in a minute... But if you out here gonna tell her she gotta be by herself until she find this one?
No, take your time. I don't say don't subject yourself to some low bullshit that you ain't gotta subject yourself to put yourself to trauma to say she's gonna put.
It's not trauma if you choose it though, Brad.
Why not?
Because why is it not okay for people to have an open communication about who they are and where they are, and then her get the opportunity to choose?
It's going to mold her to be a woman, to be scorned. So now every nigga that she got from after that, she got trust issues because she ain't dipped from this bull because she subject herself in the stand.
She would not have the trust issues if he was a stand-up dude enough to be like, yo, I like you, but I'm in this phase where
he's not going to do that.
I know
men like our age that don't do that now.
And my point to her is force him to do that. Where are you? Who are you? Don't come in my face and just keep telling me that you're going to be faithful and then cheat, and you're going to be faithful and then cheat. Just tell me I'm 23 and I'm the shit in these streets and I don't want to be faithful.
What 23-year-old?
And give me the option to deal with you or not.
What 23-year-old you know that has the maturity?
It's why we do the show, Brad. Y'all got to step y'all game up. Y'all got to start being honest with these women.
You absolutely right. I 1,000% agree. You young people listen to the pro lover. Listen to Kyrie. You got to be honest and open with the communication. Because if you don't listen to this particular piece right here, it don't even matter. Because they still gonna do them.
They still gonna do
They not gonna listen.
I know but that's my point, bro.
So what's your advice to her? What's your advice to her then?
My advice to her is to have a conversation and understand where he is as a person and then decide if she wants to deal with that. Because to the point you made, this is the second time in less than a year. That does mean it's him. It's his behavior. It's how he gonna be. My only point is in her age group, I'm not going to say not, but she's very unlikely to find another 22 to 25-year-old young boy that's decent. That's the shit around here.
You even want him to be that serious at that age anyway?
That's more part of my point. We had the conversation. We don't have to be so serious. We was just friends before and we wasn't doing it. Now maybe we friends that do it. But in order for you to have that, here's my standards, right? Because women are allowed perspective. Women are allowed to dictate the standards. Okay, so if you have standards, baby girl, here's what we going to do. We getting checked every month. If that's how you going to do, right?
Who wants to do that?
It's one or the other, Brad. It's one or the other. You can't
that.
So here's the other thing. When we talk about going down that path, right? It's more dangerous to leave him and get the same behavior from the next dude, because now you're talking about 4 bodies.
You leave him, you set the standard and the tone for the next person in here, and the precedence to say, this is what I'm looking for, open communication and honesty when I first come in. I let one sucker through, I ain't gonna let another sucker through. This my expectations, and if you ain't on those expectations and you on that, then we can just be friends and
guess what he gonna do? He gonna match them expectations till he get the yams.
This is true.
He gonna match him till he get the yams.
Why are you giving her no hope then, bro? You just clamoring down that she's just gonna find all these ain't shit niggas, and that regardless of what tunnel that you lead, it's all gonna lead to a dead end.
No, it's not.
Just put up with this.
I'm not giving her. I'm not telling her to put up.
That's dangerous.
That's the thing. That's where it falls apart. Communication. I'm not saying put up. I'm saying, oh, you think you gonna do XYZ with me? Okay. You 25. That's what you want to do. I need X, Y, Z, A, B, C, 3, 4, 5 in order to put up with that shit. If not, now I'm on to the next. Right? You gotta have that communication because
dangerous right now.
That's how it is. It's so many people out here.
I'm not giving no caveat for no woman to subject herself to be like this. This is from an ex-whore telling you how to navigate through that. Because you get somebody like me, right? You give me, because at that particular time, you own all the power as the man. Because if I get that, I know that you not leaving. I know you're not leaving. So if I gotta say, we had a conversation. The conversation is, you keep hurting me, you keep doing this. You said you were going to stop. Listen, I love you. I'm going to stop. I promise I'm going to stop. I know I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to get sneakier so I don't get caught at that age. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, you know what I mean? Listen, instead of me leaving out with black drawers, coming in with red, I'm going to keep my black drawers on. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make sure that I come in, my T's is crossed and my I's is dotted.
So what's wrong with just telling this young lady, this how I am. This is because
you know the juice already. You giving advice. You know the juice already. You know the game. So why not give her the game? You letting her LOX live through experience because she gonna go through it. If you know the game, give her the game and say, yo, this is what you gonna get in this situation. Take it or leave it. Now, if you decide to stay, this is what can happen.
That's my point. The choice is my point. Her choice should not be taken away. And people got to identify what they were with people or what they could be with people outside of sex. Don't forget, I also said her option might be, let's just be the friends we was before we entered sex.
And that's good advice. I like that. I like
right?
that. Hey, this is moving too fast. That
might be it.
This not working as a relationship. Let's be friends and she regains the power because, yeah, I like that advice.
All right, well, take that one if that's what you want to take, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man. All right, so this is a segment I call In the Meme Time, right? Where I kind of regurgitate a meme that's been flying around the internet, and I get your take on it, Brad. All right. So the one that's been floating around is one that talks about I make up the name because I don't remember the name, but Suzanne's sister is coming to town. She's supposed to be staying in the guest room at Suzanne and her husband's house.
Okay.
Right? The husband has a history of infidelity.
Ooh.
The sister is a whore.
Oh.
Suzanne gets the call that she has to go to work for 2, 3, 4 nights during that stay that the sister was supposed to be coming.
Oh.
Suzanne says, you know what, sis? You can't stay here. You're going to have to get a hotel room. Do you think Suzanne is wrong for not trusting her husband and her sister in that circumstance? Or do you think she was right?
She is absolutely right. She got to go to that hotel. I wouldn't even put that concoction together. She already know that if she pour this together, that this is going to erupt. She put the soda and the baking powder, it's going to erupt like a volcano. I would not put my sister and my husband in that situation. I would definitely put my sister in a hotel.
So let's wrap the meme up another way. Let's say the husband has always been faithful.
Okay, cool.
But the sister a whore.
She can stay.
You will take the man's side.
Yeah, he can stay. I just know how tough it is as a man to be put in those situations in a cheating aspect, because if there's infidelity that's been there and it's something like that, that's a layup right there, even though that she may or may not be a layup, but it seemed like I'm not going to put a thief in a room and leave my pocketbook full of cash in there and say, you know what? I'll be right back for 4 days. I know that this cash ain't gonna be taken out of this fucking wallet. I'm gonna just go ahead and walk out. Nah, it ain't gonna happen like that, man. You gonna put them in a situation that they gonna normally act.
So let's put you in that situation.
Okay.
Right? Let's say you are let's say you're the brother, right? Let's not even say the brother because that's too close. I already know your answer. You ain't gonna do that to your brother. Let's just say this is a cuspy friend. Okay. This is somebody who you don't communicate with all the time. You know what I'm saying? They ain't your man, but you know them, and you know that they got a crib in Miami. Mm-hmm. You going to Miami it's some playwriter convention or something. Okay. Right? You like, yo, I mean, I'm only be down there for 3 days. Can I crash on your couch?
Right, which you probably had.
He married.
Okay.
His wife bad as shit. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about, whoo, she one of them. Okay. He like, of course, Brett. Man, me casa, suka, I got a guest room. You ain't even got the couch. I wouldn't even disrespect you, but nigga, you in the guest room with it, right? You get there, you got no intentions.
No intent.
He like, damn, dog, this, you know, I've been in, this gig I've been in, all of a sudden I got work. I got to do a 72-hour shift. The wife's still there. She throws it at you. What you do, Brad? You hitting that or you like she throw it at you in a way where she like, look, ain't nobody gonna fucking know. This nigga really ain't shit behind the scenes. I know that's your man, this, that, all this. I like niggas with beards.
This is tough because sneaky sex is the most incredible sex. Sneaky sex is amazing. I would fight her off for a night.
You can't do 48 hours. Would you remove yourself from that fight?
I would put myself. I would remove myself from it. But if it was pressed on me enough, I'm weak in that area. I would probably fucking fold like a lawn chair. Like, I can't be putting that mature. Like, I'm just being real. Maturity wise, I would try to remove myself and stay as away from her as much as possible because listen, this ain't that. This ain't this. Right. I'm gonna fight you off as much as I can, but at the end of the day, I'm a man. And my loyalty between a cuspy friend and my bro, I'm shutting it all the way down and like, yo, you drawn. Because what I said earlier, yo, bro, check your jaw.
Check your jaw. See, here's the difference with me, Brad. You throw me in that same scenario, unequivocally, no, I'm not touching her. I could tell her, no, I'm not touching her.
Thong, she in there making thong come down there and it's flowing this way and that way.
Nope.
Hey, Kyrie, you want something to eat? She twerking while making the motherfucking grits.
Nope. One thing about me, bro, even if you that cuspy of a friend, just the fact that you did me the solid to put me on your couch, that shit would fuck with me if I knocked your shorty.
You turn me over at Lou Leaf.
You know what I mean?
Got you.
That would be like, damn, this nigga let me in the guest room and I'm in here with his shorty. The only thing I would probably want to do enough of is get her on some type of tape of it was her, not me. Just in case my shutdown, because I'm going to be like, nah, baby, I can't do that. Just in case my shutdown turned into, your little friend was trying to fuck me too. Damn, dog, I let you in my crib and you... Hold up. Roll back the tape. This will really actually happen, bro. That's the only thing that I would do.
That's a tough situation.
It's a tough joint. But that's what's happening in the meantime.
That was a good joint. A cuspy friend. You changed my position. Pause. Because now that you put it like that, of you opening, you extended your home to me for me coming down there. And for me to respect your home and respect you in your relationship, you got to. You have to do it, no matter how bad you are. Go rub one out, or go down the strip, go down. What is it?
I'm definitely coming back to Philly like, Brad, you ain't never gonna believe what, and Brad gonna be like, and you ain't fuck.
Yeah, I gotta be that friend and say that. That's
you
the toxic.
I'd have knocked her head off.
She gotta be toxic in that moment.
She's still down there right now.
You can be hindsight toxic in that moment.
You can, and make your homie feel like he shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Dog, you would have got. Ain't your man. Ain't your man. You don't even know him. He let you stay in there. You could have stayed at a hotel. Like,
facts.
You being cheap. You could have got some new yams.
Man, let me get to this next sponsor, man. Brad tripping. So we got Eatable Delights, man. Shout out to my sponsor, Eatable Delights, man. Allow Eatable Delights Catering to tantalize your taste buds this season. Come and place your order and mention the Pro Lover Show to get a free dessert. 11 a.m. to 7:30, Tuesdays to Saturday, and they deliver to Philadelphia, Bucks, Delaware, Montgomery counties. The phone number is 215-236-3900 because even your taste buds deserve pampering. Shout out to Eatable Delights. Listen, man, it's been a wonderful time on the Pro Lover, man. I hope y'all heard some gems. I hope y'all laughed. I hope y'all learned. Got my guy Brad in the building. Brad, you got a new business that you want to tell the people about.
Go check out for all your toxic beard. And we have products and oils coming up. Go to beardgang.com. That's beard. Gang spelled GVNG.com. Beardgang.com. Go to at beardgang on Instagram. New business with my guy Nick Rich. Started a new business of a toxic beard line, sponsored with our first campaign of take care of your beard and block her number. I got a beard, I stress you out, and Kings wear beards. And we got some women apparel in there. Queens love beards as well. So go check that out on Instagram.
Dope. Make sure y'all check that out and make sure y'all order. Go grab the 20-Day Climax. That's my first ebook that's out right now. I want to make sure the 20-Day Climax is dedicated to couples bettering their sex life. So whether you're a couple who's, going off the beaten path and sex ain't as good as it once was, or if you're a couple that's popping and y'all always looking for new things to do, the 20-Day Climax could work for both of y'all. And I'm not teaching y'all anything new. The 20-Day Climax just sets the stage for the two of you to communicate and learn new things about each other that will enhance your sex lives and make the bedroom a more fun, kinky, sexier place, man. So make sure y'all go grab the 20-Day Climax, man.
Grab that.
Better sex is my goal for you, man. Remember, I'm not a pro because I always got it right. I'm a pro because I always got it wrong. Until now.